So welcome back, guys, to We Talk Boxing, and today I'm going to be talking about Tyson Fury and where I believe he should be going next in terms of his boxing career. So as we all know, Tyson Fury came up on short in his last fight against Alexander Usyk, where he lost on a unanimous decision. All three judges going with Alexander Usyk to 116 to 112 on the scorecards. Now, this is the second defeat on Tyson Fury's record, where both of those defeats have came to the hands of Alexander Usyk. Now, when looking at Tyson Fury's record, he's been in there with the who's really of the boxing game and fully deserves all the props and the credits that he's fully got in terms of his career to date. But these two defeats to Alexander Usyk will hit him hard because he fully believes that he is the best heavyweight out there today. And he fully said on many occasions in the first fight and the second fight versus Alexander Usyk that he should never lose to a blown up middleweight. And he has. He's lost now twice to Alexander Usyk. Now, I predict when the new rankings come out in January for the boxing that Tyson Fury is going to drop down significantly in terms of the rankings because this is the second loss now in terms of his boxing career, and I don't believe he's going to fall like, let's say, 10, 11, 12, but he's going to fall quite drastically in terms of the rankings now. Obviously, prior to his defeat against Alexander Usyk, he was ranked quite highly, number one in the Ring Magazine rankings, I should say. And also, he was number three with the WBO, number one with the WBC, and number two with the WBA. He wasn't ranked in the IBF rankings. Now, in terms of, as I mentioned, in January, I presume that he will be dropped down a few levels in terms of ranking positions, and that's mainly due to these latter losses. But I still believe there is a future for Tyson Fury in the heavyweight division, and that mainly determines on his perceptions of how he wants to pursue things. Does he really want to try and continue to try and be three-time heavyweight champion? Does he maybe want to continue and probably try and have the biggest fights possible to earn the most amount of money that he can before he retires? Or because he knows that he's not the best heavyweight now, is he just going to retire? Now, the latter, I can't see him retiring, but who knows with Tyson Fury? He could wake up tomorrow and just quit just like that. But after his last performance, you know what I mean? His last two, I should say, he fully believes that he shouldn't have lost any of those fights. So I do believe he may try and have a few more fights, see what that does in terms of rankings, how that pushes him back up in the rankings, and if he could potentially try and get another world title fight to be three-time heavyweight champion, then that's probably what he will look to do. Now, in terms of things that I'm hearing on like a few rumors and stuff, I'm hearing that a few reports have said that he's going to quit boxing and he's going to look to try and go into MMA, which you know what I mean. He wants that second fight with Francis Ngannou in the cage. That is not something which I would like to see Tyson Fury do. From my point of view, I feel as if he would get annihilated in the cage, and all that he would have is a puncher's chance. Now, in terms of if he wants to try and take on someone like Francis Ngannou again in the ring, yeah, I'm fully down for that. You know what I mean? Maybe the first quarter of the year, probably, you know what I mean, try and get on a card and probably have that rematch with Francis Ngannou, get paid for it, but put on a display this time and prove to everyone that the first time was a fluke for Francis Ngannou. But I'm also hearing as well that the AJ fight between Tyson and AJ is pretty much a done deal for, is it March or April 2025? Now, how much of that is true, I don't know, because we've heard this so many times. And I don't believe it until it's actually fully signed and these guys will actually get into the ring, because it's happened three times before. and they haven't fought to date. And it's going to be a case where this is going to be a similar sort of situation to, let's say, Amir Khan, Kell Brook, where these guys fought way too, too past their sell by date, I should say, or maybe Manny Pacquiao versus Floyd Mayweather, where the fight was just too far gone by the time these two guys got in the ring. But yeah, there's a few fights still there for Tyson Fury. If the AJ fight could be made, then yeah, brilliant fight. It's something that I would watch. Um, Both guys are probably at the same um, aspect in their careers. That's probably the best word I could think of right now. Is where they're both coming off losses in their career. They both sustained 2 losses to Alexander Usyk. So this is probably the right time for these two guys to fight. They probably won't earn as much money as probably what they could have earned, but it's still the biggest British heavyweight fight out there, and probably the big heavyweight fight in the world right now, I'd probably say, because everyone wants to see what could have happened between the pair. But yeah, if Tyson decides to retire again, I won't blame him as well. But I still feel as if there's some bigger fights out there for him, and people like Dubois and Zhang. I'd love to see what he would potentially do with these guys. Like, could he potentially outbox them? Would he get chinned? Who knows, really? Because both guys are big hitters. Tyson's not the biggest of hitters, but he has the boxing skill behind him. But yeah, let me know your thoughts in the comments below. What would you want to see Tyson Fury do next? Do you think retirement is something that he should consider, or do you reckon there's still big fights out there for him? Maybe would you like to see Tyson versus AJ? Would you potentially like to see him versus Zhang or Daniel Dubois? Let me know your thoughts, and as always, please subscribe and comment. Bless.